Hi guys, back with my last journal page. Now, there were 2 pages left in this album, or journal book, but I decided to make it into one big page. So I cut up a page using the Dylusions journal block, and I thought, well, I'm not going to waste that, so I used it as a tip-in, so added it as an extra page. So all I did was apply the masking tape in there and added it. Yeah, get it straight, Jen. And it became another page. So, yeah, I usually do this style in my larger journals, but I thought, well, why not? Look, 2 separate pages probably would have been quicker after all, but I enjoyed the process. So all I'm doing is gessoing them now using some golden bright white gesso, and having to gesso it and then dry it before I can move on to like the other pages was very time consuming, but had to be done. So they're all done now, and now I can start playing. So putting some texture down first with some script stamp and some soft stone shadow ink, and I thought, yeah, may not show up by the time I put on all the layers, so I decided to use some jet black archival ink there too. So this was a strange concept after after the fact anyway. Um, because I actually used alternate pages with watercolor and acrylic paint. So it was a bit, it worked in the end, I think, the way it was done. Um, but I really love the colors and the texture and just the whole page once it was done. The combination of all those colors was just brilliant. Well, brilliant. It was a fluke that I chose the right colors, but I really liked how they looked all together. Now, I think what I do next to it just adds to it. Um, and I've seen this technique done on YouTube before, but I can't remember who I saw it from originally, so I guess, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, applying the ink to some masking tape, you get some amazing texture doing that. Um, and I think I love the colours I used in the Colour Philosophy ink sets by Prima. So they're the colours that I used on the screen there now. Just love them. And, like some of them are fairly, like they end on a straight, with a straight line. So I'm thinking that, I've just got to be mindful of that and use different widths of the tape as well. But so, I don't spread the ink all the way along the whole of the masking tape, and that way you get more interesting bits of texture. Alright, so we've done that one and we're on to the next page, the next part of it now, the tip in there. And I don't know why I thought to use yellow, but it is what it is. So I'm just using 3 different shades of yellow there, going from darkest to lightest and using white to finish off with. Those birds are what I'm going to apply down, which is unusual. When you look at it, it's really weird that you see me putting down, because these are pre-coloured and cut out images that I had done a long time ago, and I just had them sitting in my stamp pad stamp collection. So where I put my stamps, that's where I put those as well. So I thought it needed a bit of a darker colour to tie into that left page, so I added the potter's clay there, I think it was. And now I'm using Elmer's fabric and paper glue because I thought it was a bit stronger because my Aleene's tacky glue is still clogged. Anyway, yeah, to glue them down. So, and in the end I thought, yeah, that bird doesn't really suit that page, but I left it in. Yeah, that's from the Put a Bird on It stamp set by Diane Reevely for Dylusions. So it was sitting in there. Actually, no, it wasn't. That one there, I decided to use some pattern paper that I had to do that. And I'm not a fan of the colours that I used, but, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? So, and there's a no die set I used on it. I just fussy cut all that out. And I'm just using quick dry adhesive there, Scotch quick dry, just to attach the legs because it's a lot easier. And the little boots. Just adding the little details to it that were too hard to fussy cut. Okay, the next bird, and these come from the Tim Holtz set. Crazy Birds, I think it's called. So I was just trying to see how much space I need because I've got to put the legs on the bird there. And I'm just using a ballpoint pen pretty much to do that. That's a lot easier. Now, I didn't think that these birds stood out too well in this either because I'm using like the colours of those birds because they were pre-coloured and cut out anyway. So um, they're, yeah, there's some of those colours that are in the background, but once I do a few different things to it, that's not too bad. It probably would have been better on an bright all acrylic background, but anyway. Okay, so that wasn't enough for the page, so I decided to stamp this tree trunk onto the page and partly do it so that I could continue it down the length of the page. Now I couldn't find a good enough brownish pen or marker to do that, so I had to use black. And when you looked at it closely, the truffle espresso truffle ink and the black didn't really go, like you could see the difference. So I ended up going over all those lines with the black marker. So just adding some, like outlining it all now and sort of making them stand out a bit more, those images there. Alright, so love this set, and I keep forgetting I have it. They're Scrabble tiles. That's an alphabet set that I don't know who the manufacturer is. So I um, stamped all those out and cut them out to make the word stackables, because that's what this sort of layout is all about, things being stacked together, one on top of the other. So that's what that looks like there, and you know, it's got those colours in it, and that's fine. So here we go again. I'm not going to show you the whole page and how I get to the end result in this because it's pretty much the same colours with the watercolour again. So just showing you that using the same techniques that I used on the first page that I did. And the same again with the yellow. Now, what am I going to stack on this one? That's right. I decide instead of writing on this one, because I just had black and white images of these house images there. I just had, yeah, so I just stamped those onto book paper, I think, and or it could have even been tissue wrap. And it was just black and white, and I thought that would look a lot better on the yellow background. Oh, I love the way this background came out. Had to show you that one. But on this, yeah, now, sorry, we're back over to the last section now. I did the same thing to these as I did to the other two sets of pages. Love that background, the way it came out. But on this yellow page, I won't show it yet. So the stackables on the right side page here are going to be teacups. And you'll see at various stages when I'm adhering these on, this stinking fine liner applicator keeps pouring out the bottom of the spout. So anyway, I'll have to deal with that another day. Now this image, another cup and saucer, it must have been a fussy cut image because, yeah, no doubt it does really look like a fussy cut image. So just gluing these down. And here's the I thought I had to incorporate the polka dot paper here because I had it with the bird on the first page. Even though it probably doesn't go too well together, that blue stands out really a lot. So anyway, I'd started it, so I had to finish it. And it's just now using some walnut stain distress oxide ink to outline and give these teacup and saucers some dimension. Now I thought, well, let's do a quote. So this does not, well, it sort of relates to stackables, but in a sort of weird way. So the quote reads, "He climbs highest who helps another up." So, yeah, I like the quote. So, yeah, even though it doesn't, yeah, it goes, but it doesn't. Now, I thought the top of that tree stump needed another bird on it, so just added that. And I think I used, what did I use? I think I used VersaFine Onyx Black ink because it was a bit darker. I guess I got to re-ink my Jet Black archival ink. So just these mushrooms came in the Cut and Collage Mushrooms book that I have by Laurie Joseph. And they were quite quick and easy to cut out. I like that. So there we go. Haven't quite finished yet. That page needed to be, the cup and saucers needed to have more dimension and need to pop out more. So I just took that same pen that I used earlier on and did some dotted lines, dashed lines around the outside of the cups. I don't know what I'm looking at there. Oh, and yep, put some lines underneath those mushrooms. And then I thought to finish it off, I will just ink the edges up with some walnut stain. And I think that helped it as well. But that cup and saucer page still needs to be more dimensionalized. I think it needs to be more defined. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm done with it now. This is my whole second 8 by 5 inch Dylusions journal done. And I'm now going to decorate, paint the front and back covers on it, so it's all done, and then I will come back and I will do a one of my very rare journal flips. I only do them when I finish a journal So we'll wait for that, I guess. So, yep, glad it's done. Am I that happy with it? Not really, but it is what it is. Okay, guys, I'll be back next week with another journal page. Bye, guys.